Welcome to the Temple of Flame. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Hippeas, it is Chickpea Puffs Flavor Blast Blazin hot. So I assume this is going to be like the stupid fire, what are those? The Flamin' Hot from Cheetos, which I have yet to have a useful or good or even slightly tolerable version of. All right, so I don't see anything that could be heat except for natural flavors. So this could be extract. Could be an extract. We have supposedly extra heat. Not just heat, but extra heat. Well, we shall see. I'm not expecting anything out of these, but they're vegan and they're chickpeas and probably at least slightly healthier than Cheetos. Are these vegan? They're gluten-free. What do we have here? I don't see anything that suggests cheese. Interesting. Well, let's just find out what we have. These are weird. I should do a bit. If anyone remembers the old Wendy's commercials where the grandma's going, "Where's the meat?" I can do that where I go, "Where's the heat?" I'm not really old enough for that. These are very astringent. They're very... It's like there's... they're almost vinegary, but there's no vinegar in this. Really bizarre. I don't know what to make of these. Well, I mean, they're not awful or anything. They're just strange. Now, I'm not a big fan of salt and vinegar chips. But if you are, you might like these. These almost have a sourness to them. It's so weird. Oh. I'm all confused as to what they're going for here. So the texture of these is really interesting. It's a lot like the Cheeto Puffs, obviously, but it's much drier. You probably hear that crunching here. There's no heat to speak of at all. Blazing hot? No, it's blazing not. The only thing I can think of where they're suggesting heat is natural flavors. And maybe an extract, but that really doesn't seem like the case. I'm not even getting a tongue ting a lot of these. My biggest problem with these is I don't know what this flavor is. It is just sour. Like that's it. It's just sour. Which I assume is the citric acid. These are, I'm very sad to report, kind of a bad snack. But it all comes down to the flavoring. This flavoring is it just isn't very good. Unless you like sour stuff. I think their mistake is that they didn't go for like it's vegan. And maybe that's the problem here is that they didn't put any sort of cheese flavor on it because it is vegan. I suppose they can't use that. I'm not vegan or vegetarian or any of that. I have no idea what the rules are. So I'm not going to comment any further on that. So I don't just up and speak out of my ass even more than I might already. Okay. So these are not very good in terms of flavor. I do really like the texture of these though. The texture is quite good, and I like chickpeas. Chickpeas are one of my favorite legumes, as it were. I can do with a good legume here and there. I do like chickpeas. I've had them where they just kind of fry them. So these they're using the flour, making it into puffs. But I have had the chickpeas where they kind of fry the chickpeas and then they flavor them. Fantastic. You can get tomato versions of those. They're just outstanding. This, though, is... I mean, I guess it's a rip. So if you're going to rip a Cheetos, let's think about that. We have what is a sort of puffed cheese. Puff. Chi, as in Cheetos, is cheese. And instead, you're making these chickpea puffs. They're just... Why? I don't understand why they're sour. I just... Like they could have... So there's potential there. They could have something good. These particularly are not, however. So, flavor-wise, no good. Heat-wise, non-existent. Just get that out of the way. But the texture-wise, I do actually kind of like this. In fact, I would say because to me, Cheetos Puffs have been getting a lot greasier as the years wear on. I prefer the texture of these to Cheetos. But, you know, there was somebody on YouTube did a video on that. I forget who it was. I think maybe Uncle Roger and Josh Weissman, where they were discussing what is better, texture or flavor. And I'll tell you this, the texture of these is phenomenal. I really, really did enjoy the texture of these. Flavor is awful. That's not really a word, but the flavor was just not very good. And it's not awful to the point where I'm going to bin them. Like, I'll finish out this bag, but I'm not ever getting these again, obviously. And I can't really say, as far as, like, there's no chili head that I know that would find these satisfying, because it's sour. Like, why would you do this? Why would you put a product to market like this? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand what they were going for here. But anyway, so I think, on the conclusions in that video, I think, if I'm remembering it right, where that texture is more important than flavor, which is horse hockey, right? That's not true at all. For me, I think they both have their role, to be sure, but can you really say that divorced from flavor, that texture is just going to win? I don't think you can. I think there's a reason that they both kind of have to be present to be considered really high level stuff. But anyway, this is missing a major component. For the video series, there's no heat. For the flavor wise, though, the flavor is just it's sour and bad, and like there's not really any chili flavor here particularly. It's just odd. Why are we calling this blazing hot? I guess is my big question. So, kind of a baffling snack here, and I guess we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Hippeas Blazin Hot Chickpea Puffs. Now go full. In peace to serve the flame.